Everything Alex Eala has built this season, every ranking point from Indian Wells, every win in Rome, every match at Birmingham, it all comes down to this week in Berlin. Win enough, and she walks into Wimbledon as a seeded player for the first time in her career. Lose early, and she goes in without that protection, potentially facing a top player in round 1. Tournament, seeded or unseeded. That is the actual stakes of the 2026 Berlin Tennis Open for the girl from the Philippines. Let me put the full picture together for you, because there is a lot happening right now, and the context makes this week hit differently. So first, let's catch everyone up. Alex Eala just won the Birmingham Open. The whole thing. Top seed, WTA 125 level, and she went through the draw and won the title. Her first grass court title of the season, and another piece of evidence that this surface is where she feels most like herself. She crushed Priscilla Hahn 6-0, 6-2 in 59 minutes in the first round, and kept the momentum going from there. But here's the thing about the Birmingham title. It's a 125-level tournament, and the ranking points from events at that tier only go so far. She moved up in the standings, but not enough to lock in what she actually needs. And then she went to Queen's Club, a WTA 500 in West London, one of the most prestigious grass events on the calendar, and lost in the first round 6-2, 6-2 to Eva Lys. Lys, who is one of her closest friends on tour. The same Lys who beat her in the first round of Roland Garros just 2 weeks before that. 2 first-round losses in a row to the same player, both times on surfaces where Eala should be competitive. That result slipped her back down to number 35 in the WTA rankings. And look, losing to Lys twice in a row is worth addressing honestly, because I know it's on people's minds. Lys is not a fluke. She is ranked number 17 in the world. She is 20 years old. She is one of the genuinely exciting young players on the tour right now, and she and Eala know each other's games extremely well from practicing and traveling together. When you play someone that close to you on the circuit, you lose the element of surprise. Jovic knows exactly what Eala likes to do, and when Jovic is playing her best tennis, that is a genuinely difficult matchup. The Queen's Club loss was not a warning sign about Eala's level. It was a reminder that her closest friend on tour is also a very good tennis player. She currently has 1,422 points, the same as Czech player Kateřina Siniakova at 34th, and is sitting 3 spots outside the seeded threshold heading into Wimbledon. And here is where the numbers get interesting. Wimbledon seeds the top 32 players. As it stands right now, Eala is projected as the 33rd highest ranked player heading into the tournament. Not 35th, because both Hailey Baptiste and Victoria Mboko, who rank above her on the WTA Tour, have already withdrawn from Wimbledon due to injury. So those 2 spots above her are gone, which means she effectively moves up 2 places automatically. She goes into Wimbledon as the 33rd player without playing another match. She is 1 spot away from a seeded draw. 1 spot. That is what this Berlin week is about. If she wins even 1 match, maybe 2, she almost certainly crosses that line. And if she does, it would be the first time Alex Eala has ever been a seeded player at a Grand Slam in her entire career. But wait, because the draw she's been handed in Berlin is not an easy path to those points. Her first-round opponent is Donna Vekic, the same Donna Vekic who just won the Queen's Club Championships last week, fresh off a title run at a WTA 500 tournament, full of confidence, playing her best grass court tennis in years. And if Eala gets past Vekic, she faces number 2 seed Elena Rybakina in round 2. Yes, that Rybakina, the same Rybakina she pushed to 6-4, 6-3 in Rome. The match that put her on the map for the grass court season is standing 2 wins away from her right here in Berlin. And then in the quarterfinals, she could face Eva Lys, the 24-year-old German home favorite, competing at her home tournament in front of her home crowd, fresh off a Vogue Germany photo shoot that Eala herself commented on. She wrote, "And I thought you couldn't get more perfect" on the Instagram post. These 2 are genuinely close off the court. They were spotted together at the Berlin Players' Party just days ago, along with Coco Gauff, all 3 of them in their outfits laughing at what was apparently a very good party. And beyond the quarterfinal, a potential semi-final against Gauff. This draw from round 1 to a potential semifinal reads Vekic, Rybakina, Lys, Gauff. In order. On grass, at a WTA 500 with Wimbledon seating on the line. If you wrote that as a movie script, the studio would tell you to tone it down. Now let me talk about last year's Wimbledon for a second, because it sets up exactly what this seeding would mean in practice. In 2025, Eala walked into Wimbledon unseeded. She was drawn against the defending champion Barbara Krejcikova in the very first round. Center court, first round match against the player who had just won the title. And what happened? Eala took the first set 6-3 on center court against the defending Wimbledon champion. Krejcikova was so impressed, she said in her post-match press conference, what the hell she played in the first set? She was smashing the ball and she was cleaning the lines and all that. Wow, it's the next generation coming. She's gonna come up and she's gonna be really good in a couple of years. The defending champion said wow about how Alex Eala played. And Alex Eala lost that match in 3 sets because she drew the defending champion in round 1 as an unseeded player. With seeding, she avoids the top 32 in round 1. She gets a manageable draw. She gets a chance to go deep rather than running into a Grand Slam champion before most people have had their morning coffee. That is why Berlin matters so much. It is not about Berlin. It is about what Berlin unlocks. And here is the part that I think gets lost in the seeding conversation. Wimbledon's draw is not just about avoiding top 8 players. Seeding means the top 32 cannot be in your half of the draw in the first round. It means you could go 4 rounds before you see a top 32 player at all. For a player at Eala's level, someone who can beat literally anyone on grass on a good day, who reached the Eastbourne final last year, who took Krejcikova to the wall, having 4 rounds of manageable draws is the difference between a first-week exit and a second-week appearance. It is that significant. And the form is there. She won Birmingham. She is the kind of grass court player who can hurt anyone when she is locked in. Left-handed serve that kicks wide, aggressive return, the movement and the hands to deal with low balls off the turf. The 21-year-old who has now won 19 WTA Tour matches in 2026. More than any left-handed player on the women's tour this season. She started the year ranked number 56. She is now number 35. She won a WTA Tour title on grass at Eastbourne last year. The ingredients are all there. She just needs to get past Donna Vekic first. So here is my question, and I want your real take in the comments. Does Alex Eala win enough in Berlin to lock in that Wimbledon seed? And even if she doesn't make it as a seeded player, what is your prediction for how far she goes at Wimbledon this year? Second round? Third round? Quarterfinal? Because after everything we have watched this season, I don't think first round exit is the right answer anymore. This is a different player to the one who lost to Krejcikova on center court last July. And Krejcikova herself told you where this was heading. She's gonna be really good in a couple of years. That was July 2025. It's June 2026. The couple of years is arriving early. Drop your Berlin and Wimbledon prediction in the comments. And if you're not subscribed, we're covering every match this week in Berlin and every round at Wimbledon starting June 29th. Hit subscribe. This is the most exciting stretch of Alex Eala's career yet. Let's go!